We'll also go live on Instagram, hopefully. Good morning. Good to see you. There's Gillian. Hiya. Go live. That says go live. Yes, we can go live. Takes a little bit to get going. Can't believe there's only 2 of you on Zoom this morning. Where is everybody? If you're jumping in on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, good morning, welcome. Mondays, usually a little bit more focus on breath, and we'll do the same today. Oh, Tom's joining on Zoom, which is good. Good to see you, Tom. Let's come up to standing. Find a space. And we're just going to do a little bit of awareness of where a deep breath is, where a true deep breath is. I always a reminder on this one, because often when we think of deep breath, we take this massive big breath. So it's a reminder that there's a difference between taking a deep breath and a big breath. Oh, Christine's here as well. Christine's here, Yvonne's here, good to see you. Okay, so let's start off with just finding where your belly button is and then moving down a little bit below the belly button, and you've got your fingers together like that. Just put in a little bit of pressure there. If anything feels uncomfortable when we're doing this, just stop. So if it feels not nice, or if you've just had a big breakfast, you don't want to be prodding too much. Gently put a little bit of pressure in that place there, just below the belly button. So we're on our lower abdomen. And just notice how that area responds as you are breathing in and out. And if you want to, you can take slightly fuller breaths, just so you can really get that feedback and how this area responds, how your muscles and your fascia respond as you're breathing in and out. So you want to be able to feel, as you're breathing in, a little bit of pressure, because as we breathe in, that diaphragm, which is around the rib cage here, moves down, and it creates what we call intra-abdominal pressure. So you'll feel that pressure gently pushing this area out, and then as you breathe out, that sinks back in. So now just deliberately bring the idea of the breath coming deep into the body, or that the idea of the breathing deep into the body. So there's your depth. Depth is not about volume. This is the depth of the breath. Now, obviously your air isn't going down here, hopefully, but because we've got the diaphragm moving down as you breathe in, it's creating pressure here. So breathing deep into the body. I often don't like the term belly breathing. It's often used as belly breathing, but we don't want to be physically doing anything with with the belly muscles or the abdominals as we're just breathing in a comfortable place, or a resting posture or a standing posture. So this is how the area responds to that in-breath and to that out-breath. And it's almost like the idea of breathing into the hips as well. So breathing, feeling how this whole area responds as you're breathing in deep into the body. And then let's bring our hands and rest them on the ribs, so the side, the lower ribs. So find those ribs that are really low down. Get your thumbs into the back of the ribs as well. And make sure you keep tall through the spine, keep the shoulders down. See, as we're breathing now, just feel how this area responds. And I want you to get that sense of very subtle movement of the ribs, gently moving outwards a little bit, but also getting these back ribs moving a little bit. So here in the back, can you feel breathing into the back of the ribs? And again, if you want to take just very calm, slightly fuller breaths, that's absolutely fine, just to really emphasize the movement. So just letting the ribs gently move as you're breathing in and out. Good, then take a rest, give your arms a little bit of a shake if you need to. And then we're going to bring one hand just onto the lower back, maybe just a little bit higher, sort of like on the kidney area. And then one hand onto the upper chest. And I want you to notice, again, just taking slightly fuller breaths. Slightly slower, longer breaths, and just get that movement first in the belly, so you get that depth down here, and then in the back, so you get the feeling here, and then we get that little ripple, we're bringing it up a little bit into the upper lungs here, so just get that spine lengthening up a little bit. And it's not a big movement, but I want you to think belly, so low down, back and ribs, and then up into the chest. So just go through that lower abdomen or belly, back and ribs, upper chest. And we are slowing the breath now and taking slightly fuller breaths, but making nice and slow. We're certainly not pulling everything up here. Shoulders stay relaxed. So belly, ribs, and then chest. The back bit is quite important because quite often if everything's at the front, if we just think belly and then ribs, we can sort of like start to arch the back a little bit to open up here. But I want you to feel as if you're filling the back of the ribs as well as the side of the ribs, so that you almost get that very gentle spine ripple or that spine wave as the air comes slightly higher up. Good, and then take a rest, and again shake your arms out a little bit if you need to. So think we've done some really subtle moves there. Think now how that relates to the movements that we normally do as a little bit of a warm-up, as a spine mobilization, energy, spine energization? Energy, what do you call it? What's energizing? It's Monday morning. Okay, feet shoulder width apart. Let's do spinal cord breathing. So just think of what we've just done there, and now we're opening up, breathing in, and then tucking the pelvis underneath, breathing out. Go nice and slow. Gentle, soft, light breathing in and out through the nose. We've got that little bit of bend in the knees so you can get the pelvis tilting as well. Tilting the pelvis forwards and backwards. So tilting backwards as you breathe in, it's like spilling out the front of the pelvis, and then tucking the pelvis underneath as you breathe out. Go at your own pace, follow your own breath. Don't worry about what I'm doing or what anybody else is doing if you're watching on Zoom. Next in-breath, just do a little rotation to one side and breathe in and out down one side of the body. Still get that pelvis moving. That's a nice pop in my lower back there and hip. Stay in on one side. And then you breathe out back down the center. Do a couple more in and out through the center. And then we'll just swap to the other side. Nice and steady, following the breath. And then in and out down the center. And take a rest when you're ready. Feels nice. Move around a little bit. Have a little bit of a shake. And then back to your shoulder width apart. A little bit of knocking. Have that idea of the spine as a central rotational axis through the body. So keep tall through the spine. Remember that the neck is part of the spine. So have a sense of lifting gently from the crown of the head, and that helps to make sure that we get some good movement through the neck muscles. You can relax the shoulders. tapping back and belly. And this breath is just light and soft and easy in and out through the nose. You don't have to breathe in any particular way. Soft, easy breathing. Don't even have to think about it. Slowing it down into water waves. So here we just create that little bit of resistance. Get that rotation through the fingers, through the wrists, through the elbows. Just watch my backhand as well. I'm just watching a few of you on Zoom. Just get a little bit more rotation through the hands. Watch the backhand as the hand comes around the back. It turns and it turns. So I want to get a little bit more movement through the wrists, through the elbows, through the shoulders. It's really, imagine if you were just sort of like waist deep in water and you're just gently moving your hands, your fingers through water. Soften the elbows, soften the shoulders. Good. And rest. Again, have a little shake out if you need to shake out. Let's do a bit of balance. This is great because one, it's good for balancing, but two, it's also good for using the breath to help keep control. So we'll start off just by feet shoulder width apart. So balance, as in evenly balance on both legs. Make sure that your weight isn't too far forwards or your weight isn't too far back or your upper body weight isn't too far back. So think about center of gravity of the pelvis, center of gravity of the chest, center of gravity of the head, all balanced. And then we're just going to breathe in. We're going to go flying, breathing in and breathing out. And again, you don't have to follow my rhythm, just follow your breath. And what I'd like you to do with the breath is keep it really light. So we're not doing pulling big breaths in. It's quiet, it's soft, we can't hear the breathing, and slow. So see how slow you can go, but how light you can keep that breath. But you're still breathing deep, as in you have an awareness of this point below the belly button as you breathe in. You're not trying to breathe into that area, you're not trying to move that area, just have an awareness of being grounded and centered. In Qigong, that's the lower dantian, that area is the lower dantian, so the energy center, the physical energy center. And now you've got comfortable with the movement, so shoulders are relaxed, arms are soft. We'll just shift the weight. I'm going to mirror you, so we'll start by, as you're breathing in, you're shifting your weight to your right side, and we're just going to peel that left heel off the ground. So I've got the majority of the weight through this right side of my body. And then as we breathe out, we come back down. And we transfer the weight to the left side. Breathe in and breathe out. So just go side to side, slowly, smoothly. If you start to wobble, you'll notice the breath change. So we want to keep the breath as smooth and effortless as possible, and the movement as smooth and effortless as possible. So breathing in as we expand, relax the shoulders, soften the elbows, soften the fingers, soften the wrists. And now we'll make that a little bit more challenging. Keep breathing. And as we transfer the weight, this time we're going to lift the opposite knee. We're going to slowly step back down, ball of the foot, heel of the foot, shift the weight, balance first, lift. Keep breathing, no holding the breath, no holding the position. Relaxing the face, relaxing the shoulders. I really want to make sure that we're not holding at the top, that we're not getting there and holding and then crashing down. So you get to the top. Arms are still moving, slowly back down, balance. And if it really is too challenging, or if you have any pain, as always, you stop, just go back to that, shifting the weight and peeling the heel. Slowly down, good. Let's do one more each side. And take a rest. Have a little shake if you need a little shake. Good. The trick is, when you're practicing that balance, is to make sure everything's lined up, that you're not leaning back too far, forward too far, head is pushed forwards or backwards or anything like that. What is nice about using the arms is straight away you're putting the focus on lengthening the spine up, you're opening the rib cage. So the idea of lifting up, and the breath as well. So what we tend to do is we'll go, oh, I'm on one side, I'll hold my breath and lift my knee. Stabilize first, so you're nice and stable and strong on that side. You know you can take the support on that side. You know you're lifting up, so you're being tall, and you know you're breathing in, you're lifting up and you're breathing out. And it's avoiding that getting to there and holding there. Think of relaxing into that position there. Good, have a little shake out. Let's do a bit of dog wags the tail. That's quite nice after this one. So you're shifting the hips side to side and you're just freeing up that upper body. Breath just natural, just breathing easily in and out through the nose, not thinking again about how you're breathing. So the hips lead and then the rest of the spine follows. So you get the hips and the sacrum leading, and then the lower back, mid back, upper back, shoulders, and then the neck follows. And it's the idea as if you had a tail attached to your tailbone. If you watch as any animal swishes its tail, the whole spine follows that. It's the idea we get in there. We're getting that movement of the spine, side to side. And and slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. Standing tall. It's going to do pulling down the heavens in 6 directions. So we'll follow the breath again with this one. So first movement is breathing in, palms facing up, softness in the elbows. Next movement is breathing out as we rotate, keep softness in the knees. And then breathing in, overhead, and then out, down the center. We keep that going as a nice smooth movement. Again, follow your breath. Breath in, breath out. And again, the idea is keep the breath as light and smooth as possible. Keep the movement smooth and fluid. No rush as you're coming down. See a few of you on Zoom just rushing this bit down, slowly coming down to the center. And as you complete the next one, just interlocking your thumbs and bringing your hands so you're resting on that lower dantian, on that point where we were focusing on the breath at the very beginning. And then just letting the elbows sink into the side of the body. Bringing your feet together, so you bring your feet really close together there. And then just closing your eyes. And this is you just letting your body find its own balance, letting your body rock and sway. Maybe spiral a little bit. It's bamboo in the wind. And then taking a nice calm full breath through the nose, deep down into the center, opening your eyes at the top of the breath, stepping out. A little brush down, so we bring the palms together, pressing the palms together at the top, bending the elbows, brushing down the back of the neck, down the front of the body, then round down the back of the lower back, back of the legs, side of the legs, and then coming up the inside of the legs and rubbing your belly. Good, excellent. I hope you enjoyed that as a start of the week. I always enjoy these breathwork sessions at the start of the week, or this more focus on breath. On Wednesday, we'll be doing more of the functional movement. Have the mats ready again, because we'll continue with that floor work that we were doing last Wednesday if you joined in. On Thursday, I'm doing a breath source class. It's at 5 p.m. UK time. I haven't put it on Instagram as yet, and I will send an email out if you're in the email list. But we'll be doing Oxygen Advantage Bolt Score. So we'll be exploring the Bolt Score. I know we did this last week with the group here. We'll be doing some breathe light practice, so really tuning in on how little air you can breathe but still feel very calm and relaxed. And something that I'm calling mindful box breathing. So we'll have a little explore of that. So if you want to jump in on that, I will put the links up a little bit later on, and I'll put a link in the bio on Instagram as well if you're watching that. But hopefully I will see you on Wednesday. Thank you for your time this morning. Have a great rest of your day, and see you then. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.